What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content daily. We also stream over on Twitch at This Is Aftersound, so come by and say hello. All right, I want to talk about DEC in this video, and specifically DEC rewards. Now, I've been kind of hinting at this in the past. I mean, I've actually brought it up a couple of times, but with us potentially going full bear market now, and I know Bitcoin's had a little bit of a bump up today. We're back above 36, which is kind of nice to see, but we are still down so far on DEC from its recent all-time high. That being said, we are still up almost 3x the intended peg, right? So again, DEC works on an algorithmic basis where it is trying to be at a peg of 0.001. So we are very close to 0.003, meaning we are still 3x the peg, which means that we are still fighting against the system, which wants to bring it down. Therefore, it's issuing more DEC in a way to make it inflationary. Okay, so let's level set here. I'm sure many people had joined the game or have been around since maybe a couple of months ago, or at least were thinking about the game a couple of months ago, or at least had heard about the game a couple of months ago. If you're brand new and just joined like this week, well, first of all, welcome. Second of all, I want to tell you about where DEC was maybe just, I don't know, 3 months ago. See, okay, so I'm on CoinMarketCap right now. This looks like an error here. I don't think it ever got to 13 cents. And if it did, it was obviously for a very brief moment. But in October, leading up to the hype of the pre-sale beginning, which was mid-October, we were almost at a penny and a half. Oh, we actually did cross a penny and a half, so 1.5 cents. Now, a quick refresher for how DEC works. If DEC is at its peg, it issues out 1 million DEC per day, which is equivalent to $1,000 in rewards, right? So $1 million, 1 million tokens times the 0.001, the peg price, means that there's $1,000 that are put into the DEC pool every single day. Right now, that's from a dollar value, not a DEC token quantity. That is just from a dollar value. But DEC and how the algorithm works is very much based on where the current price is. So when we were at our 0.015, it was issuing at a very high inflationary rate, right? So we were 15x our peg. It was 1.5 cents versus the 0.001. So therefore, it was issuing 15x proportionally to that, meaning that every day in October, or whenever we were above that amount, we were getting 15 million DEC pouring into the system, and the price was higher, so 0.015. Yes, which equals $225,000 in rewards every single day that we were around that price or at that price, right? So DEC has now corrected back down. We're very close to this 0.003, and I'm just going to use that just as a benchmark because we've kind of been, flirting with it up and down, either at 0.2029 or 0.0031. So we're just going to round it out to 0.003, meaning that we are 3x our peg, meaning that there is 3 million DEC currently being printed every single day on average that were around this price. So at that price point of 0.003, we are down to $9,000. So from $225,000 in October, we have seen DEC fall in terms of the amounts that it is being rewarded, or the amount that is being rewarded out to players on a daily basis. Now, the amount of players, daily active players, has also come down a little bit in that time. I think we were close to like 500,000 daily active users in October. Obviously, things have changed. A lot of liquidity has been sucked out of the market. Some of the bots have been shut down or at least disincentivized. So we're at about 300,000 players. So we're about 60% of where we were from all-time high in terms of the daily active players. But those 300,000 players are still splitting about $9,000 worth of value as opposed to the 200,000 plus that we were seeing back in October. So what happens if we go full bear mode? Well, this 9,000 then becomes 1,000. But wait, there is more. DEC was so inflationary, and a lot of the burn mechanisms, one of the major burn mechanisms that was put into place, which is to use DEC and burn DEC for the mini sets like they did with dice, that has been removed and that utility has been given to SPS, which means that DEC will not be burned. There's going to be less opportunities for DEC to be burned. And that makes things very dangerous because we can go below our peg. We can go below the 0.001. And if you don't believe me, just look at where this game was before things really hit the mainstream over the summer. DEC was trading at 0.0006, 08, 09, 07, 05. So we were almost at like half of the peg rather than doing X's of the peg. Now, what does that mean? Let's say we go to 0.0005, right? Oops, that's not right. You're going to multiply that times the amount of DEC being issued, which will now be reduced, right? Because there's always a double whammy here. Now only 500,000. And now all of a sudden there's $250 in rewards every single day, as opposed to $225,000 in October. So this is to me, I don't want to call it a big problem, but it's definitely something that I think we should all be taking a look at. And I don't know what the team's full plan is for this. They want DEC to be at its peg. I understand that. The thing is, if DEC is at its peg and this game continues to grow, we will still be at that $1,000 for X amount of players. Even if we reach like 1 million players or 10 million players, if DEC stays at its peg, we will always be only at $1,000 split amongst the players, which doesn't scale well, in my opinion. What happens after the airdrop? I don't know. All we know is that they want to provide further utility to DEC. I don't think that they're just going to take it off of its peg, but I also have no idea what they're going to do to drive value to it to cause it to increase. It might be used or become useful in certain aspects, which would make people want to buy it, right? Because the only reason that DEC was ever off its peg as much as it was is because of the airdrop. People didn't want to earn it anymore. They were willing to go out and trade dollars, crypto, whatever the case was, for DEC. They were buying into the currency, which is not something that's usually recommended for a currency that's as inflationary and as algorithmically controlled as DEC, right? On a peg. This isn't Bitcoin, this is DEC. Whereas Bitcoin, there's a finite cap and you know that you're getting a deflationary asset. This one's very inflationary. It's printed like literally every single day, and the amount that's being printed is based on the price. So it's not very predictable at all, outside of the fact that it will always be fighting to go back to its peg. So if that happens, I do worry about where rewards will go. Now, there is talk about, or at least not talk, but there is a plan for SPS to be issued as ranked battle rewards. Will that happen? When will that happen? It's not even on the roadmap right now. So I do worry about a time frame for that. And even when it does, that doesn't really solve the DEC problem. So moving forward, if we go full bear market, I worry not just about DEC going back to its peg price, but for it to go below the peg price. All right. So feels like I'm spreading a lot of FUD. Feels like I am very bearish on this game. And the truth is that I'm not. But I do like to call it like I see it. And this is something that I think is that iceberg in the distance that we should all probably be looking at and trying to figure out what the game plan is. I have a lot of confidence that the team is figuring this out, or at least has a plan to mitigate this so that the rewards don't completely dry up. In the meantime, what is the community's incentive to keep playing the game? Well, let's talk about that. I would say that the main thing is to do your daily quests, something which I am greatly struggling with here. As you can see, I hate fire quests, especially if I can't use Jotun. So, but doing your daily quests and just showing up potentially for your daily quest is going to earn you a decent amount of cards on on the whole, as long as you're in like silver and above, right? Because if you are getting, for example, if you are getting, and let's just go to silver just to be safe. Even if you are in bronze 2, even if you're in bronze 3, you're not earning any DEC, but you are getting roughly 20 cards every 2 weeks. So what is that, 40 cards a month? And 40 chests a month, which at 10% is like 4 cards. It's not terrible, but you can essentially play that for free the entire time if you wanted to. Let's go ahead and jump over to silver. So I'm going to go 15 or 12 plus 15 is roughly 27. We'll just say roughly 50 chests. You're probably going to get more than that if you jump up into silver. So I'm going to round up. We're going to say at least 60 chests per month, right? If you are finishing in silver 2, or even if you're in silver 3, if you're finishing in silver 2 or going back and forth, you're getting roughly 15 chests per 15. Oh my goodness. All right, 15 loot chests for season end, plus the 15 days each a day of the season that you are getting. Oh, I'm sorry. You're actually getting a lot more than that. We're just going to go to silver 3. My math is off. I apologize for the confusion here. Okay, so in silver 3, I'm going to show my work for you guys. So in silver 3, you are getting 2 chests per day times roughly 15 days per season, plus you are finishing your season end reward with 12 loot chests. So that is 42 chests every 2 weeks, or every 15 days roughly. Multiply that out per month, so we'll do 84 chests per month. If you were to get 50% of those as cards, and let's just say they're all common cards, right? Let's say your luck is absolutely awful, that statistically you get half of them to be cards, which is what the statistical probability is, but they're all common cards. You're still getting 42 cards a month. Now, yes, I know you're going to come here and you're going to look at the prices of where rewards cards have gone, and it is ugly. It is brutal. These things are only 3 cents, right? So you're going to take your 42 cards times 0.03, and all of a sudden, every month you are making $1.26 in cards. It's not great. It's definitely not great. But if you are here for the long run, if you are building up your deck, and if you are playing this game for the intrinsic value of the fact that you enjoy the game and you enjoy being part of the community and being part of something that is something awesome, in my opinion, that is being built here, 42 cards a month isn't bad. And you are getting something out of it. You are still earning DEC along the way. So this is what I guess I'm trying to point out here, is that there will still be incentives to play, right? And as I've said in previous videos, we are very, very much in now, and probably for the foreseeable future, an accumulation phase for the game, right? I mean, for the crypto market overall in general. But if we go bear, then this is definitely an accumulation phase, and one in which you should probably be looking to level up your deck if you can. Now, like I said, the beautiful part of this is that at the bare minimum, every month, if you show up and play in silver 2, or silver 3, you're gonna walk away with 40 to 50 cards, right? And those cards, you'll be able to level up. You'll potentially be able to trade them, especially if Chaos Legion cards are around this same price too. So there is still value to me, and I think that is the amazing thing. This is what I love about NFT gaming or crypto gaming overall, is the fact that, many people treat it like an investment. Many people treat it like a game. Many people treat it like both. But that's the beauty of it, is that the fact that, like, yes, you're invested in something and you believe in the long-term value of it. You believe in the long-term value of acquiring assets within it. And you can play the game to acquire more assets without putting any more money into it. You are putting time, so you are trading time for value, but it's time that ideally you're doing something or you're spending doing something that you enjoy, right? If you're into gaming, then this is a fun, challenging game, at least in my opinion, and therefore it's worth the time that you put into it, rather than playing another game or other games where you may put money in or you may put time in and not get any value back out of it, or equity that you get to build within the game, right? Because keep in mind, the airdrop still goes for 6 more months. So every card that you get is going to add to your airdrop points. Every DEC you get is going to add to your airdrop points. So a lot of this stuff just compounds over time. Okay, hope I left you with at least a little bit of hopium at the end there, or at least a little bit of a reason to say why I'm going to continue to play the game in the long run. But taking things back to where DEC is at, it is something that I am concerned about, and I'm curious to hear what the team will want to do outside of, because I'm sure they want to incentivize players to be coming in and playing. But part of it is to earn the rewards, to earn DEC. Now, what ended up happening is when DEC was that high, many people were incentivized to find ways to bot farm. And that's why we went through a lot of the nerfs that we did. I don't know, and I'm not going to get into the bot situation here. No matter if it's bots or people, we don't want any kind of system to be broken and exploited. And that's what was happening. So that, in my opinion, has been fixed. If we go down in value and therefore rewards, that disincentivizes a lot of people to put the energy and effort here because the rewards just aren't as high. But if that disincentive is there for bots, that disincentive is there for people as well. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. We need to find a way, or at least the team will hopefully find a way, to make the rewards palatable, appealing for newer players and for existing players to stay within the game, right? And feel like it's worth their time to at least show up to do their daily quest. And that's to me is the bare minimum, right? Show up, do your daily quest. If you don't want to play anything else outside of that, that's fine. Because if you're doing your daily quests and you're knocking it out and you're at least in silver and above, you're going to be collecting some cards along the way. You're going to be getting some potions. You're going to be getting some DEC. I mean, I've opened up a DEC chest that had like 4,500 DEC in it. Now, that doesn't happen every day. I've been playing for, 5 months? And that happened once, right? So it's not going to happen every day, but I have heard of other people winning big amounts like that. So keep at it, guys. I mean, it's a rough time in the market overall, so I totally get it. But, keep at it. And I think that this is something, like I said, that compounds over time. And I'm sure that the rewards are being looked at very much by the team. I mean, we know that the rewards are being looked at by the team, but it'll be interesting to see if we go full bear, what they end up doing about DEC, if there is a rush to get SPS ranked battle rewards out. And again, SPS ranked battle rewards, maybe I'll do a video covering that if you guys want to see it in more detail. I don't think that's, everybody's like putting it up on this platter or this pedestal. I don't think it's everything, it's going to be awesome, but it's not a long-term solution. It's a short to medium-term solution. And I don't think it's going to solve our SPS price problems, right? I very much think that it's going to continue the downward pressure on SPS price. But that is a topic for another video. All right, that's all I have for you guys in this one. Sorry, I know it ran a little bit longer than I was expecting, but you guys know how much I love talking about DEC, so that's why it did it. That's why it happened. All right, guys, have an amazing rest of your day. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Have a good one.